Most people believe motivation is the missing piece in their life. They believe that if they could just feel more motivated, more inspired, or more driven, everything would finally start working. They believe motivation is the thing holding them back. But motivation has never been the real problem. Motivation is emotional. Motivation depends on how you feel. Motivation depends on energy, mood, confidence, and circumstances. And because of that, motivation is inconsistent by nature. That's why so many people feel like they're constantly starting over. They make plans when they feel inspired, they set goals when they feel hopeful, they commit when energy is high, and then life happens. Stress shows up, fatigue shows up, unexpected problems show up, and suddenly the motivation they were relying on disappears. This pattern repeats itself over and over again for most people. They start, they stop, they restart, they stop again. This cycle is exhausting, and most people blame themselves for it. They think they're lazy. They think they lack discipline. They think something is wrong with them. But this is not a character flaw. It's a design flaw. Because motivation was never designed to carry long-term progress. Motivation is meant to spark action, not sustain it. What actually sustains progress over time is structure, and structure comes from systems. A system is simply a set of actions that runs whether you feel motivated or not. A system does not ask you how you feel today. A system does not care if you are tired. A system does not wait for the perfect moment. It runs because it is designed to run. That's the key difference most people never learn. When your progress depends on motivation, it becomes unstable. When your progress is built into a system, it becomes predictable. Predictability is what creates freedom. Most people think freedom comes from having more time. They think freedom comes from having more money. They think freedom comes from finally feeling motivated all the time. But real freedom comes from knowing what happens next. It comes from having a structure that removes daily decision-making. Because decisions drain energy. Every time you have to decide whether to do something, you create friction. And friction is what kills consistency. This is why discipline feels so difficult for most people. They are trying to manually force themselves through friction every single day. They wake up and ask themselves questions like, should I do this today? Do I feel like doing this today? Do I have the energy for this today? Those questions are exhausting. And when energy is low, the answer is usually no. This is why discipline works on good days but fails on bad days. Discipline depends on energy. Systems do not. Systems are designed to survive bad days. They remove the need to negotiate with yourself. They remove the need to feel ready. They remove the need to feel motivated. They simply define what happens next. This is why two people can want the same outcome and get completely different results. One person relies on motivation and discipline. The other relies on structure. One person feels productive sometimes and stuck other times. The other person makes steady progress regardless of how they feel. Over time, the difference becomes massive. The system-driven person compounds quietly. The motivation-driven person stays trapped in cycles. This applies to everything. It applies to building a business. It applies to improving health. It applies to managing money. It applies to habits, routines, and long-term goals. If your actions depend on how you feel, your results will always fluctuate. If your actions are embedded into a system, your results stabilize. This is why motivation-based strategies feel exciting but rarely last. They create emotional spikes. They feel powerful in the moment, but they don't create foundations. Systems do. Systems are intentionally boring. They are not designed to feel exciting. They are designed to work. They prioritize repeatability over intensity. They prioritize simplicity over complexity. They prioritize consistency over emotion. This is why systems often feel underwhelming at first. People expect progress to feel dramatic. They expect transformation to feel intense. But real transformation feels quiet. It feels structured. It feels almost ordinary. And that's why most people overlook it. They keep searching for something that feels powerful instead of something that actually works. Systems don't promise excitement. They promise reliability. And reliability is what creates long-term results. This is why people who rely on systems eventually pull ahead. Not because they are smarter, not because they are more talented, but because they removed friction from their process. They removed decisions. They removed emotional dependency. They built progress into their environment instead of their feelings. This is the shift that changes everything. Instead of asking, how can I feel more motivated, the question becomes, how can I design a system that runs automatically? Instead of asking, how can I push harder, the question becomes, how can I simplify this process? Instead of asking, why can't I stay consistent, the question becomes, what decision can I remove? This is how systems quietly outperform motivation. They don't rely on willpower. They don't rely on discipline. They rely on design. Design beats effort every time. If you're tired of starting over, if you're tired of feeling inconsistent, if you're tired of relying on bursts of motivation that never last, the answer is not more motivation. It's a better system. A system that works on good days. And more importantly, a system that works on bad days. Because bad days are inevitable, and systems are built to survive them. That's where real progress begins.